Yeah. Hi guys, I've been looking into some more One Piece, and finally something good happens. Perona shows up and she's grown. She looks so sexy this time. I can't believe the stupid reviewer guy just doesn't like Perona. So, that's what happened in this episode. There's not enough fighting. I mean, frack, man. I can't believe they don't like it when there's just nothing but fighting in a chapter. These people that like these stories, who cares? It's manga. It's supposed to be exciting. It's supposed to be fighting. That's why I really love Bleach, and Bleach is going to be awesome. I can feel it coming. And Naruto is fracking awesome. So, guys, just keep on with that, and don't listen to this stupid reviewer guy. He doesn't know what the frack he's talking about. He can't even pronunciate fracking Japanese right. I don't think he has any right to talk about any manga, and he's just a One Piece fanboy. I don't know what anybody else would want to do. Read One Piece all the time. He probably buys it. Fracking idiot. Tired of him. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna read me some adult manga. You know what I mean? Screw this guy. I'm tired of him.
Hello everybody, and welcome to my One Piece Chapter 602, entitled Rudder Straight Down Review. And a thing about the chapter title this week, apparently it's semi-hard to translate exactly. It's a reference to a nautical term like hard to starboard, but it's indicating hard to downward, which somebody suggested as a title, which would be kind of funny, and a pun on it. But they went with Rudder Straight Down, which also makes sense. Why would they be going straight down? Maybe we'll find out. And this week's cover page is with Usopp, and he's swimming a race against some otters in a river, and this is another one of Oda's things he's doing now with the suggested cover page or requested cover page. So apparently that's something that he's going to continue to do for a little while at least. Maybe he'll get back to doing cover stories, because I always like his cover stories because they add a little bit more to the manga, and I don't think many mangakas do that. I think most of them just do, a normal cover page, but it's cool to see a story whenever Oda wants to do one. But I'm sure he's really busy getting geared up for the new world and all that. And now let's get into the chapter and let the insanity begin. And the chapter starts off like immediately where it left off last time, with Luffy thanking Rayleigh some more, and you hear the Marines in the background. They're like, capture Luffy, and he's saying thanks to Rayleigh, and you get like a little flashback to like 2 panels of Rayleigh when they were training. And it's funny, at one point apparently Rayleigh got pissed at Luffy and hit him in the head with a stick, and then they're eating, and it looks like all the animals are going to come and eat him, and it seems like Rayleigh's kind of worried, I don't know, or they're laughing with each other, I can't tell, it's really small. And Rayleigh just seems to be happy. And Rayleigh screams, he's like, yes, go straight to the top. And that seems like Rayleigh is encouraging him even more. He seems happy and excited about this. And it's good to see. And then the Marines are coming, and they're like, Dark King Rayleigh! And Rayleigh's like bad fucking ass right now in this. He takes out his sword, and he cuts a line in the ground, and like steam's coming from his sword and the line, and he's like, my pupil is about to set off, please respect that. And Rayleigh says, I recommend that you do not cross this line. And the Marines are like, oh shit. It seems to be like he did it using, I guess he imbued some haki into his sword and did it, because it doesn't look like the sword actually touches the ground. Or maybe he did a flying attack like Zoro and Mihawk and them do. it seems like it's a gash, but not like he didn't cut like the island in half, but that would have been pretty awesome had he done that. Wow, I just thought about something. Wonder if he could imbue like flying attacks with Haki and make them even stronger. And maybe that's what Mihawk was doing at the war and why his attacks are even stronger than a normal sword flying slash. So after Rayleigh steps in, Luffy and Zoro and Sanji take off, try to run for the ship, and they notice that they're surrounded, but we see a little ghost pop up in the corner. Oh no, is Perona here? Yes, Perona has returned. And when this first happened, the forums were all abuzz, especially in the spoilers. They're like, oh, Perona's there! Because the first spoiler just had a little hint that Perona was there, and it just went wild with whole Perona speculation and things, because people have been wondering, where's Perona? Where is she? Well, now we know. She did come to the island, and we get a cute little scene with her, and she has changed her look as well. A lot of people are saying, wow, she has grown up and she's so hot. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, there's a lot of people that are like fawning over her. You know, let me know if you think she looks hotter. I think she looks about the same, but she's kind of a little more grown up, if you will. And her scene is kind of hilarious. She's like, oh, you guys are the ones causing all this ruckus. What are you doing still around here? And you get a little shot where she's already done negative hollow on some Marines. And they're like, I want to become a mite. And stuff like that. And then Sanji's like, you're the girl from Thriller Bark. And Zoro's like, what are you doing here? And she gets all in Zoro's face. What a way to speak to the one who was nice enough to take you to this island. If it weren't for me, you know where you'd be about now? So the question is answered, how Zoro happened to get to Shibundi first. Perona came with him and most likely navigated, because Zoro, of course, would get lost no matter what. So it's kind of funny. It's going to kind of take away his whole, like, ooh, number 7, you know, because Zoro did not do it on his own. Zoro would still be looking if it wasn't for that, the help from Perona. She also has a, like, stuffed animal of Bearsy or Kumasi, however how you want to say it. And also she has, it appears to be like a tattoo of like a bat, and some people were saying it's like a Moria honor tattoo, but it could just be a bat, because you know she's kind of like the creepy kind of gothy type character. And Sanji is hilarious. He's like, a real woman, and Perona freaks out. She's like, of course I am. What do you think? What kind of illness do you have? And she's like, just get going. The Marines are around. And then the next page is Brook has arrived and he's saying hello to everybody. And Frankie tells him how impressed he is that he stepped down from his star position to come back to the crew. And everybody's like, oh, you know, welcoming and whatnot. And he's like, oh, Robin, Nami. And he's like, oh, Nami, it's been so long. After these 2 years, would you mind showing me your panties again? And she kicks him across the thing. And she's like, I never showed you my panties. And she's like, nobody in this crew has matured in 2 years. And of course we get a skull joke. He's like, oh, my breast is shivering, but oh, I have no breast. Yo! And then we come to find out that Chopper has gone to retrieve Zoro and Sanji and Luffy. And apparently Chopper's bird friend was still there, and that's how he went and got all of them. And they come riding back on the bird. And Luffy's like, everybody! And everybody's like, hey! And everybody's so happy. And Frankie's like, ooh, you guys have upped your manliness. And poor Brook is crying. He's like, Luffy, I want to see you so much. And Usopp's all like, yay, we're all back together. So finally we have the real reunion of the Straw Hat Pirates. They are all returned. They're all on the Sunny. They're all there together now. We get one of the good comedy gold moments that comes from Sanji this chapter. As he's looking down, he can see, you know, he's got a bird's eye view of Nami and Robin, and you know what that means. And his nose just starts gushing out blood. It's like, it looks like a laser beam. It's so much. And he's flying. He's just like flying through the air with all the blood. And they're like, Sanji! And Luffy sees Frankie's new design, and his eyes just light up, and you get the star effects everywhere. And but Nami's like trying to get him under control. He's like, I understand, but we don't have time for that. The Marines are around. We must go. And you get Brook, and he's drinking a cup of tea. And Usopp's got Sanji, and Sanji's just like spilling out blood from his nose during this. And Usopp's like, Chopper, help, 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 Sanji's nosebleed. And Sanji's like, 1 beauty, 2 beauty, 3 beauties. He's like in a coma of beauties. He's gonna bleed to death. Maybe he has the same Zoro power of blood loss, where he can lose epic amounts of blood and still be okay. Or will he? And then the marine vessels have started showing up, and they start shooting at the Sunny. And they're like, oh crap, we're already in range. And they shoot to sink it. And we get another cameo, if you will. Slave arrow! And there's arrows penetrating the cannonballs where they can hit the Sunny. And we get Boa Hancock, and she runs into the marine ship. And she's like, this is hilarious, because this goes back to her whole character. So Boa Hancock has appeared, and she runs into the marine ship, and they're like, the Marines are like, ooh, the Kuja pirates, what are you doing here? Have you come to interfere in our mission? And she's like, who's the one who put this battleship in the middle of my path? And it's like when, you know, the whole running gag with her kicking all the animals out of her way if they're in her path. And it's hilarious, and she's probably thinking the whole time, Luffy, you know, my husband. And this may be the last time we see Hancock for a while, unfortunately, and this will be our last chance to get these good gags, although we don't really get them. And so Robin and Nami are commenting like, that's the Kuja pirates, and they're like, Kuja? And they, you know, explain they're a strong female led by the pirate empress who's a Shibakai. And then we get the thing that I've been saying for as long as we met Boa and as long as we knew her power. Sanji looks through the binoculars and sees Boa Hancock and turns to stone immediately. No Mera power, nothing. Just upon seeing her, he turns to fucking stone. And I said that, and I know I'm not the only one who suspected that would happen. And I didn't know it would happen at a great distance. I thought he would like meet her face to face, and that would happen. Just seeing her, she wouldn't have to do anything else, because, you know, her power is based on, you know, if you're betrayed by your own emotions and stuff. And Luffy, since he didn't give a shit about women, it didn't bother him even when she shot her beam at him. With Sanji, though, just merely looking at a woman gives him the whole heart eyes that most people get when they look at Boa Hancock normally. So it makes sense that this would happen to him. So, I mean, this is going great for poor old Sanji. And plus, you got to realize Sanji, where he's been. He's seen all these hot women now. He's seen Perona, Robin, Nami, and supposedly the most beautiful woman in the world, Boa Hancock. And he turns automatically to stone after bleeding out. So this is really good stuff for comedy and whole characterization of what we've forgotten about the One Piece, what we've forgotten about the Straw Hats and all that. And it's great to see, and that's why everybody wanted them to get back together. And Usopp's all commenting too. He's like, oh, she's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And Brook's like, why is a Shibakai here right now? And Luffy's like, oh, it's Hancock and the others. And they're like, huh? And Hancock looks over and she's thinking, Luffy, now's your chance, and gives him a wink. And you get like a little star coming off from it. And they're like, oh, she winked just this way. And then Frankie's like, you know this Shibakai? And he explains, he's like, yeah, I was blown to the Isle of Women, so they're all my friends. Usopp says, the Isle of Women? You mean the legendary island that filled with nothing but females? That place isn't just fantasy? And Sanji just starts like, he bursts into flames. He's like, he's friends with that Empress? And then we get another good moment from Sanji. He's like, were you seriously training? He grabs up Luffy and he's like crying. Ah. And Luffy's like, yeah, the whole time. He's like, you know where I was? And he doesn't finish where he was, but we all know where he was. So this is completely awesome. Because Sanji was on the Okama Island, where Luffy was on the female Paradise Island. And Sanji knows this now. We've been waiting for that. These are gags that we all expected, and we're glad Oda put them in there. I was wondering if maybe he would be like, no, that's too expected, I can't do that. But it's also, you have to do it. How would Sanji not react like that if Luffy told him where he was? And how would he not react like that if he saw Boa Hancock? Those are things that had to fucking happen. And I'm glad they did, and it's just more comedy gold from Sanji. And then we get another little cameo, and Margaret's there, and she's looking, she's like, wow, it's Luffy's crew, they look so fun. And Sweet Pea's with her, and she's like, chapter full of creatures I've never seen before. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, because she talks like that weird kind of way, and I guess she sees the crew, and they're all men mostly, so she doesn't know, never seen them before. So now they're going to open up the coating, and apparently how the coating works is there's some like airbag or something under the ship, and they're going to let the air out into the ship, and it pretty much makes the bubble come around them, and it's coming up around them. They're all like, what's going on? What? The jelly's expanding. And Chopper's like, ah! And Luffy kind of seems puzzled. Zoro's like, ah! And Usopp's freaking out. Ah! And you kind of see how the coating's going. And that's cool to see it. It's kind of, you know, enveloping the ship. And they're like, oh, we have a bubble roof now. Chopper's like, is something wrong, Usopp? And he's like, did you take out all the Marine guys? And then Chopper says, no, I heard a lot more voices left over. And remember that line, because it's going to come up later. They're pretty much like, if they ran into some sort of trouble, that's cool, that's good for us. And then we get more cameos. Yes, this is a cameo chapter, if you will. Although, I guess I don't know if you can call it a cameo chapter, but, you know, whatever, it's good. We get to find out the Marines have been hindered by giant beetles. How did giant beetles get there? Heracles is there, and he's like, I pray for your fortune in war, Usopp. And then you get another report from the Marines' 4th Division, or platoon, and they're like, the rain has washed our gunpowder away, and we can't use our weapons. It's useless. And who did this? They're like, the weather's clear on Shibundi. What's going on? And you get to see that Witheria is floating above them, and all the weather wizards have been putting rain into the forecast and stuff. And they tell them to stop the lightning because they don't want to hurt anybody. So they're not bad guys, but they really want to help Nami. And you get this whole thing with, I can't remember his damn name, but the main weather wizard who was with Nami and probably taught her most everything. He says, you're a good girl, Nami-chan, so do your best. We'll be lonely here in Witheria, but then we get cut to more Marines who are like, I want to become a Mite, I'm done for, I want to become Moss. They've all been negativized by Perona. And they're pretty much like, Straw Hat escaped on a bird. And you get even more Marines who are being hindered by Okamas, the Okamas that brought Sanji to the island. And this might be the most hilarious of all of the cameos. There's all these Okamas, and I'm going to read you a lot of what they say because it's fucking hilarious. And the Marines are reporting in here, they're like, we have met with an unexpected hindrance. And one of the Okamas is like, what do you mean you're turning down our invitation? And another one's like, are you shy? And another one's like, let's go have tea together. Our hearts are about to break. And it's funny, the Marines are just like, I don't think they're even trying to fight. They're like trying to run away. They're so scared. They remind me of how Sanji reacted. But they don't really try to fight back. And one of the Marines has like a big kiss on the back of his head. And one Okama has like a Marine in her mouth. Like his head's inside of her mouth. And is she gonna eat him or what's going on? I don't get this. A lot of people are like, is it a cannibal Okama? What's going on with this? It's so ridiculous, but it's funny as hell, man. This whole chapter has been amazingly funny. I laughed out loud a lot, and I'm laughing even now while I'm trying to do this serious review. And then we get a parallel to Boa Hancock when she winked at Luffy, and one of the Okamas is winking about Sanji. Although I don't think he can see her really, but it's kind of like a metaphor. And she winks, and the star kind of comes off like in Boa Hancock's, but it like crumbles and breaks apart. And she's like, Sanji-kun, now's your chance. And Sanji has like, oh, like, what's wrong, Sanji? He's like, I don't know, I just felt like my heart was being crushed. So Sanji's just like, ooh. So that's funny too. Like the Sanji Okama thing has been hilarious. A lot of people were really upset about it, but I think Oda handled it well and it was funny. Now a lot of people have been wanting a coding explanation, and we're kind of getting a little bit here how it works. Nami tells Zoro and Luffy how it's going to work, and I'm going to read this for everybody to hear and speculate about. Nami says, everyone listen up. Coded ships have the power to reduce various pressures. In other words, coded ships will no longer be able to stay buoyant. And if the floating bag holding it up now is removed, the ship will sink into the ocean. That's how it works. And Zoro's like, I see. And Luffy's like, I don't get it though. So there's like I guess a floaty, for a better lack of a word, underneath, and once that's gone and the ship is immersed in the bubble, it will push it down into the water. It's kind of weird how, you know, the bubbles rise up from Shibundi, but down there they kind of, when it's in water, they float down. So I don't know exactly how that works. I guess that's maybe something different. That's just using the resin in a different way. So feel free to speculate how you think it works. And here's some more explanation. Frankie comes back up from taking the float off, and she's like, okay, we're going down, raise the sails. And they're like, sails? And then I'm guessing Robin explains this because she's a genius. She's like, coated ships move under the sea using currents like wind. So you remember when they went to Skypea, they used the jet stream, the knock-up stream, to, you know, they used the sails to navigate that. So apparently the sails in a coated ship will go under the water currents. And Luffy's like, we ready to go, Nami? And she's like, yes, of course, Captain. And it's funny because he seems like pissed. Like, I guess he's ready to go. And then we kind of get Luffy giving a little mini speech. And we get to see all the straw hats and, you know, little panels. And he says, all right then, guys. I have a ton of stuff I've been wanting to tell you. But for now, just let me thank you for going along with my selfishness for 2 whole years. So this is kind of good because maybe we'll get like him talking to them and explaining things, and they can actually get together and tell each other what's happened, because as we know, they really don't have time for all that. A lot of people have been bitching about, well, it's not a real reunion, how they just going to stop and say, hey, hey. Well, the Marines have been chasing them. They got to get out of there, so they don't really have time to just stand around and be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Nice to meet you again. Duh, they got to go. So once they're safely at Fishman Island or on their route there, then maybe they can have a discussion. And it's funny because Sanji's like, just think you started being selfish, and Usopp's like, damn straight, that's how you've always been. So that's also a good clarification to show us that they really haven't changed that much. And then we get one last scene with Hancock. Hopefully not for the last ever, but maybe so for a while. And it's pretty much, the Marines are like, the ship is, you know, going underwater. And the Rear Admiral is there, is like talking to Bo Hancock. But while he's doing it, it's like hearts in his eyes, and all his crew are like hearts. And he's like, do you know how many horrible crimes those pirates have committed? And that's good. And we get this, like, there's one little panel that bothered a lot of people when talking. Like, you see the Straw Hat flag, and it looks like it's like change or something, but apparently what that is just like showing the coating or the shininess or the bubbles or something like that, and that's what that all is, because it's inside of the coating. So that's why it looks like that. I was confused when I seen it in the spoilers. I was like, did they change the flag? But it makes no sense that happened. It's just kind of, you know, around stuff. And Luffy looks kind of weird there. I think he's like drawing in his breath to yell, because he says, set sail! Yells it like the big, like, you know, the big open wide mouth and his hands out. And he's like, yeah, let's go to Fishman Island. And it says, aiming high for the seat of the Pirate King. And that's the end of chapter 602. And the Color Walk number 5 is supposedly coming out, but who knows when we'll ever get it here in the United States. So maybe you can read it online, I don't know. But that's awesome. Chapter was awesome. People who didn't think it was awesome can go away and stay away. Because some people were coming like, it wasn't all that good. Come on. You got to see all the cameos, for most of the people showed up to kind of send off like a farewell, because we hadn't seen them, and a lot of people wanted to see that, and I think Oda knew that, so that's cool. Also, the crew is back together, and they are on their way to Fishman Island, unless something unexpected happens. I hope not, but some people were speculating that maybe they'll get a detour again for another 2 years, because we've been wanting to go to Fishman Island for like 4 years now, or ever how long it's been in the manga. It's been quite a while. It was supposed to have been the next destination after they left Water 7. And they were sidelined in Thriller Bark. They went to Shibundi. Then they were split up. And then we had the whole war arc. Then we had 2 years. So it's been a long time, both in the manga and in real life time. So I'm really looking forward to see that. Overall, I thought the chapter was really good. I liked all the good comedy moments with Sanji. I liked all of the things that I thought would happening with Sanji turning the stone was awesome. The whole Okama panel was hilarious. getting to see the bird again, getting to see Hercules, all that stuff, getting to see Perona, even though I was never a big supporter of Perona, like being Nick's crew member, that I never really was into that, but still, I was good to see this happening, and I'm really psyched up about Fishman Island, and I want to see that next time. Although I still think maybe we'll still get a around the world kind of shocking thing since they've escaped, so the Marines will be spreading the news like Straw Hat's back, and we'll get to see like maybe the Barati, and they'll be like, oh, Sanji's alive and all that, and we'll get to see maybe Boa Hancock, Crocodile, maybe people we haven't seen more than the ones we have seen. There'll be a lot of things. What would you like to see? Feel free to let me know. What would you like to see? Who would you like to see show up in like around the world? The Straw Hats are back, commenting on it. Maybe even Vivi, if you're into Vivi, because she's grown 2 years older. And we might actually get to see some people showing up. I know a lot of people want to see Buggy, so maybe we'll find out who's the Admiral, Fleet Admiral now. All that good stuff. See Kobe, see Garp, all that stuff. So I would love to see that, and I think a lot of people might be disappointed like, if he did a whole chapter, but maybe Oda will just do a little bit of that and then them getting to Fishman Island. That's what I'm looking forward to. I would like to see that. So let me know what you'd like to see with that. I think that's about all I can really talk about the chapter. It being awesome. I was really pleased with it, and I was really excited it came out early this week. A lot of times it don't come out till Thursday, but this week it came out on Wednesday, so wow. I don't know if we can expect that a lot, but good to see that happening. So we know it can happen. It just depends. Oh yeah, all the reactions. Luffy's reaction to Frankie. You knew that would happen. And like, oh, seeing him almost fully robotized and all that good stuff. So I mean, just good old Straw Hat crew interactions. That was there, and that's what we've been wanting from a reunion, and we have it now. Thank goodness. Reunion is here. Although I wasn't hating on the reunion taking a little longer and not being at chapter 600 like everybody was like, oh, it's going to be there. It came at 602, and that's where it is, and now we get on with the adventure. So I guess it's time for what a lot of people may think is the favorite part of my videos, but I don't. No, they're good. But now it is time for Crazy Theories of the Week. And this week, a lot of the theories come about Perona. And first in all the forums and stuff, that's all everybody was talking about. Perona's there, Perona's there, Perona, Perona, Perona. Because there's so many people who back her as being the next Nakama, and there's people that hate her. So it brought up a lot of like... And these are a few of the theories that I deem as crazy that people have come up with. And a lot of them have to do with Perona, but some of them don't. And yeah, I'm going to go through them. And some of them, one of them that I'm going to read that I had written down, actually kind of makes no sense now, but when it first came out in the spoilers, it kind of was a crazy theory in my opinion. So let's get on to it. One of them is that Perona has married Zoro, and that's why they were there. Now, when you look at it, it didn't seem like they were married, although it did kind of seem like they're married too, because they're kind of arguing. But I don't think that's what happened, so I think that is not what happened. I don't think she's married to Zoro. Another one is, if you notice, Perona's new hat looks similar to another character that was, in a flashback. Yes, Sabo's hat. So, some people, or at least one person, and more will probably come up with this, Perona is Sabo somehow. I don't know, but it could be possible. No, not really. It's not going to happen. I think it would have been a better theory is if she found Sabo's hat. Not necessarily that she is Sabo, but she somehow found his hat somewhere. Another thing is that, she's carrying like a stuffed Bearsy, Kumasi, whatever you want to call him. And I think in the spoiler, they had it set up like Kumasi was talking. Maybe she was talking as Kumasi. So a lot of people were like, Kumasi's alive. The stuffed bear's alive. There's a shadow. Moria gave it a shadow and all this stuff. I'm like, no, I don't think so. It's just a regular stuffed bear. It's not a zombie bear like in Thriller Bark. Plus it's tiny. It wasn't talking. It was either Perona pretending to be him or just somebody missed where the speech bubble was coming from, and they assumed it was talking for some reason. So, yeah, that's a crazy theory. Not to say we won't ever see a talking Kumasi again, but I doubt it. Another crazy theory is that she is in her real form and she's flying, but we haven't seen her do that before, and the only time she can fly is in her ghost form. Now, problems with that is that it seems like her hat touches Zoro, and it seems like Sanji says he can smell a woman, and if she was in her ghost form, how could he smell her? but it does seem like she's floating, and that could just be like a trick where, you know, she's kind of put out there that she's not really floating. But I don't really know. So the crazy theory could be that she can now fly in her regular body, which could be possible if she happened to train her devil fruit abilities too, because as we know, they can develop and change, and maybe she got something out of it. Another theory is, you know how a lot of the people that brought the Straw Hats there ended up helping? Let's see, Boa helped at the end, Hercules helped, Perona helped, Do Kamas helped, Chopper's bird helped, Nami's Witheria friends helped. So Nico Robin didn't have any revolutionaries show up to help, and it seemed like Frankie didn't really have anybody because he was pretty much by himself, unless Vegapunk happened to show up, but I doubt that would be happening. So a lot of people speculated that maybe the revolutionaries were still around, and they overheard that Nico Robin had been captured, the fake one, and they went to go and rescue her. I don't think that would happen. I think that's kind of a crazy theory. I know it's a little stretch because it could be kind of a comedy, funny moment like it's been. You know, Chopper did it. But I don't think Oda will overplay that much more. The fake Straw Hats are gone. Fluffy's gone. Unless we just see Cinnamaru carrying him into jail, and that's it. I don't think we're ever going to see them again. It was kind of like a little gag. A lot of people were upset about it. I thought it was kind of funny. I was glad to see Fluffy get his ass kicked. Yep, so next crazy theory is that, and this goes back to Perona again, is that that was her ghost body, and that she's somehow hiding on the ship, kind of like Nico Robin did, and that she'll show up later, and that's why Sanji could smell her and stuff. Although when he said that, they weren't at the ship, so I don't know. I don't think that's going to happen, because I don't think she could be ghost form and then travel back to her original body through the water. I don't think her powers would allow that, since the sea messes with devil fruit powers. I don't think she'd be able to. And although it would be funny if she did, and just her regular body was there somewhere. But it actually would be a good safe place. But she had to go to her regular body at some point, or she would starve to death and then die. So I don't think that's going to happen. Although I have my own personal crazy theory, which I will tell you in a minute. But the last one that I seen before I started doing this video, mind you, I wanted to get this video out, and I wanted it to be done. And so some of the forums were a little lackluster, so I kind of took some from Spoiler, which I don't like to do because it's kind of hard to judge how crazy the theory is without seeing the full chapter in good resolution. As I mentioned earlier in the review, Chopper said something about still hearing some of the voices Marines left over. So some people, and I think I've seen this twice, speculate that Chopper is using Haki, the mantra version. I can't remember what COC, COO, whatever abbreviations people are using, but the mantra, what Kobe heard, like hearing the voices of people, what Isa had and Inaru and all that. But I think it just means he could still hear them, like, with his ears. And people will say, well, he's an animal, he probably got good hearing, plus he was flying over and he was seeing them. I don't think they mean he's got Haki or mantra. Although, maybe, and a lot of people are speculating, everybody's going to have Haki, or some people's not, so I don't know, you can look at that as a crazy theory. Now we're going to go and we're going to check out your crazy theories that you left, and I said I will do the top 3, and I'm going to keep doing the top 3. Now, there was a tie for third, and I decided I'll just put all of them in there, but next time if there's a bunch of ties, because I want to kind of keep it to 3, because it takes a little longer to do all that. So I'm going to just do a tiebreaker, and I'm going to pick the one I like the best out of it if there's a tie next time. So yeah, make sure you're thumbsing up people's comments down there. Leave your crazy theory, and make sure you're getting thumbs up. People, thumbs them up. Thumbs up your favorite. I don't even know if you can thumbs up your own. Thumbs up your own if you can. Whatever. So if yours gets voted up, it gets there. And also feel free to let me know what you think about the crazy theories other people posted. If you don't like them, if you think they were shit and you don't think they deserve to be here, because I'm not picking them. There was a couple that came in late, so you want to actually make sure you subscribe to me and you get to my video quick and leave your crazy theory, because the more people that see it, the more likely to get thumbs up. There was like one who just posted right before I started making the video, so they really were out of the running for crazy theories, unfortunately. So you want to get your theories in early, and hopefully people will thumbs them up. Be creative. It ain't got to really make too much sense. I don't know what people are looking for. Maybe people like crazy theories that make some sense, or just crazy theories that's insane and fun in their own right. So now let's get on to it with the winner, the number 1 crazy theory for this week, and it is Shady Grady 3000. and he has 10 thumbs up. And see, he posted 5 days ago, so it's less than a week since I made the video, so you want to get the comments in early. It shows it. And here's his crazy theory, or he has multiple ones apparently, but I'm counting one comment, one rating thing is one whole crazy theory. You know, as long as you stay in a character limit, I won't go and beat a continued one. He says, my crazy theory is Luffy finally discovered a way to effectively use both gears, second and third, without the extra strain. A gear fourth, if you will. By blowing air for Giant Pistol, he redistributes the air to all 4 limbs, also keeping some in the chest, looking nearly like his nightmare form. I know, but think how much shit did Luffy have attached to his arm before gear third? A wax pillar, a gold ball, just a theory. Okay, now the number 2 crazy theory for last week is from Monkey X Monkey, and he has 7 thumbs up, or at least I'm assuming it's a he. I'm gonna not use those pronouns anymore. Okay, people, don't freak out, but I have the most craziest theory ever, okay? So don't get freaked out. I think Luffy will become the Pirate King. Oh my god. And then, I don't know what the emoticon for 2 circles and a dot is, but you know. But I think this is the real crazy theory he has that people like. I also have a theory that One Piece is Oda himself, which would be kind of funny. Like they get there and Oda's on the island. He's like, I've been here. Next, we're getting the 3 tied for 3rd place, and like I said, this week I'm going to put all 3 of them in, but next week, if you aren't separating the ones you like, so you can vote for more than one, just thumbs up every which ones you like, and all that, so that I don't have all these ties, because next week I'm going to just pick my favorite of the ties. Okay, and this comes from user Kelly 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, and it got 4 thumbs up. My crazy theory is the next Straw Hat member will be a Logia. Not a strong one, but probably one that had just eaten a Logia Devil Fruit, so he is still new at the power. The new member will probably even have Ace's old Devil Fruit. Interesting. I don't know if that'll happen. What do y'all think? And then the next one to tie again with 4 thumbs up is M Vegeta's 4. Crazy theories, an admiral is waiting for Luffy and his crew on the other side. Luffy fights the admiral and kicks his ass. Luffy's bounty goes up to 700 million. That is kind of crazy. I don't think Luffy's admiral level yet, but y'all let me know what y'all think about the crazy theories. And the last one is from Mr. Ian 714 with 4 thumbs up. Crazy theory. Robin can make full body flower clones. And I've seen this theory before. I think I may have even mentioned it. I like this theory. Although it probably won't happen, I could see that as being a development of her power. Like, she could almost like clone her entire body. That would be pretty badass, but that would take a lot of stamina. Maybe that's what she worked on. So, don't forget to post your crazy theory down here. You could be featured in my next video, but I'm only taking the top 3, and the top 3 are going to be based on your thumbs upping of the comment. So make sure you're doing that for all the ones you like. Hell, even come back and check it out again if you want. You can leave a comment, and you can always go back to see all comments, stuff like that. You don't have to rewatch the video. I'm not trying to bump up my videos, but you know, if you want to watch the video again, go for it. But yeah, and also remember to leave your comments soon, because like I said, even if your theory is really great, you might not get the votes if you don't leave the comment until like a day before. And most likely these videos will either be up Wednesday or Thursday, so you have until then to get your comment rated up. Hell, you could even, you know, whatever you want to do, tell your friends, rate my thumbs up so I can be in the video if that's what you think's cool. Okay, and also don't forget to let me know what you think of the comments of the ones from the video this time. What do you think of their crazy theories? Do you like them? Do you not like them? Because not everybody rates, so feel free to do that. Also, just let me know what you thought about the chapter in general, and make sure you tell me how great a job I'm doing. But no, seriously, yeah, really tell me that. I like that. Yep, so that's been my One Piece 602 review. Maybe it was long, maybe it was short, I don't know, I gotta edit it. And I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed One Piece and all that good stuff. And next week, 603 should be awesome. Now for the whoring out segment of my video. Please do not forget to comment by crazy theorying it down there, or whatever the hell you want to say. And don't forget to rate the video. Ratings make me feel like I'm special, and I need all the special attention that I can get, please. Thank you. And thumbs up ones are the best. I know some people are like down. I don't like down thumbs. I like up thumbs. So do the thumbs up. I appreciate that. And don't forget to favorite it if you seem to like this video more than normal, because favoriting is makes me feel like I'm good about my life. Something good about my life. I don't know. But yeah. Also, yeah, that's that. And don't forget to check out all my links. My Facebook. Twitter. I post all kinds of stuff when spoilers come out. I don't give away spoilers, but I let people know they're out, and I give my reactions. And I also, just every day tweeting about my pathetic life, as well as when the new chapter's out. It will be, if it comes out when I'm around, I check it. I got my phone. I use my phone. I retweet it so you can get it right then and there. And check out my other stuff I do, my blog and my other videos on my BLIPTV. I appreciate all that, guys. What else? Oh, and don't forget to subscribe. It's right there. Subscribe to me if you just come across this video. I do a lot of anime manga reviews. Awesome, I know. And I'm really detailed. I take a long time. My videos are long. You can just play my videos while you're doing something else and listen to my rambling rambles. Although, I think you should look at my pretty face, because I'm putting these videos in HD so that you can see that and you get to see my craziness. So watching them is good because it's video. This isn't necessarily a podcast. But I appreciate everything, and also tonight there will be a live blog TV, and every Wednesday, as long as I don't have to work my real life job, I will have a live blog TV, and it will start at 7. So do not forget that, and I will put a link down here. Link. Okay, guys, enough whoring out for me. Hope you enjoyed the chapter. I know I did. It was really exciting for me, and a lot of the crazy theories out there. So don't forget yours. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good day. One Piece rocks.